Curtis Duffy grew up in Ohio with a tumultuous childhood that teetered on the brink of juvenile delinquency. It was in sixth grade home economics class that a light bulb was lit inside his creative spirit. His teacher, Ruth Schneider, taught the class how to make mini pizzas, and by the end of that class, Curtis had cut out circles of Pillsbury dough, added spaghetti sauce, pepperoni, and covered it all with cheese. Cooking provided something lacking in Curtis, he'd later realize, a sense of ownership and control, an illustration of cause and effect. Get your hands in the dough and watch results bubbling from the oven 12 minutes later. At 14, he got his first job working in a local diner washing dishes. He lived for moments when he could help food prep, even if it was peeling potatoes. In high school, he took a job at New Albany Country Club washing dishes and learning how to properly hold a knife. From one kitchen to the next, each more prestigious than the last, Curtis's bosses entrusted him with more responsibilities. While other staff went out for drinks afterward, Curtis stayed in the head chef's office and dived into the cookbooks. One of those, a new addition to the library, caught Curtis's eye. An oversized burgundy-colored volume by Chicago chef named Charlie Trotter. Seeking more knowledge, he drove to Charlie Trotter's restaurant in Chicago to volunteer his services for a few weeks. He returned to Ohio humbled. Curtis thought the recipes described in the cookbook were conceptual dishes meant to inspire and provoke. Trotter was actually serving those dishes to guests nightly. He had to move to Chicago. Work days at Charlie Trotter's lasted 14 hours, 6 days a week. The paycheck was a pittance, but Curtis was surrounded by like-minded kitchen grunts, uncompromising in their collective desire to become the best. Not the best in Chicago, but the best, full stop. In 2003, Curtis met young chef Grant Achatz while dining at the Evanston restaurant Trio. Duffy was so impressed with the food, he began working at Trio as head pastry chef, becoming one of Achatz's top deputies. Achatz opened Alinea in 2005 and brought Curtis along as chef de cuisine, his right-hand man. Curtis left Alinea in 2008 to run his own kitchen at Avenues, a restaurant in the Peninsula Hotel on Michigan Avenue, where dinner for two could easily cost $700. Avenues received 2 Michelin stars in 2010 and earned 3 stars the following year. Eager to open his own restaurant, Curtis, with his wine director at Avenues, Michael Muser, and another investor, opened Grace in 2012. When Curtis brainstorms dish concepts, it's a free-form exercise with pen and paper. After many years, he's developed a mind's palette. Curtis could name 3 disparate flavors and, in his head, know exactly how they'd taste together. In his sketchpad, Curtis would jot down a main ingredient to anchor a dish. Then he'd scribble off supporting ingredients that might pair well or, if it's the effect he's seeking, clash in a palatable manner. His notebook is like a casting director's clipboard, a long list of candidates, whittled down to achieve on-plate chemistry. Curtis Duffy's newest restaurant with Michael Muser, Ever, in Chicago's Fulton Market, opened during the pandemic in 2020. Futuristic, each detail thoughtfully done with the idea of giving each diner an elevated eating experience. Ever is the culmination of everything Duffy has learned, aspired, and imagined in the 33 years since scrubbing dishes at 14 years old.
With anything in life, I've always said that you have a great responsibility to do something great. And it's only your responsibility, and you have to hold yourself to it. No one else is going to hold you to do something great in life, whether that's photography, food sculpture, painting, art, whatever it is. If it's cuisine, then you owe it to yourself to, study and be passionate about it and have that ultimate love, that love that's, that you would die for.